Hey, what's up, fam? This is Pops.
This is Bam.
Bam, how you doing today, man?
Doing good, man. Hey, you ever seen, a father and son that just can't get along for shit and always got something to say?
That's this. That's what we do. I always got to get the last word in. Bam always got to talk shit about me. But we still live each other, but we here on the internet trying to get some clout, so we're gonna argue about it. I like that San Diego hat, man. All right. Yeah. Ain't
Oh
never
yeah, it's
been to
clean.
San
It's
Diego,
clean.
but you rocking that? You like that? Yeah.
It's clean.
Yeah. I won't tell your Dodger faithful fans that
Yeah,
you
yeah,
rocking the
yeah,
San
yeah.
Diego
It,
hat.
it happens. It happens. I just baseball hats are just so cool. Like every team has a dope hat. Like
Yeah, that's true.
it's kind of tough to. Yeah, they have the best hats for sure.
Yeah, but Gen X, we're loyal, so like you will never see me wear anything but a San Francisco Giants hat or a San Francisco 49er hat or a LA Kings hat. Sorry, or a Lakers hat. I don't care how dope the hat is. I ain't wearing nobody else's hat.
It's fine. Nobody cares about Gen X not having any style and being loyal to teams. Nobody cares. You guys ain't
Actually,
got no style anyway. We ain't worried about that. Y'all don't know how to dress.
we don't know how to dress. We talk about my shit match all the time.
I know, matchy,
I match the
matchy,
socks,
matchy.
match the t-shirt, match the
That's
underwear.
crazy.
Yeah. Iron it,
uh,
make sure it got a crease still.
dress like an adult
Iron my
toddler.
jeans. An adult toddler.
Toddler's always like that. Match, match. Walmart got the whole matching set.
Did you say Walmart? Oh,
Yeah.
for kids. I don't think I ever bought from Walmart for
No,
clothes
no, no. I'm just
was
saying for the
workout
toddlers.
clothes.
They got them toddler sets that everything match.
Hey, so I had a question for you. So my wife and I we were talking about this the other day. What are your thoughts on women using the word cute when they describe anything that has to do with the grown ass man?
Like that's cute what he did. I
That's
mean,
cute.
it's kind of more of a it's belittling. It's it's a makes that's what it's meant to do. It's like, oh, that was cute. Like, so I mean, eh, and that's what women do. They're gonna find a way to, they're gonna chop you right at the knees. Bow, like so, and so
And
yeah,
we
they have a lot of those sayings like that. Like yeah,
and we agree on that. My wife still tries to tell me that it's not meant to be belittling. It's just, hey, I thought something was cute. It was cute. And then I called her out on something. Okay. So she watches a lot of YouTube videos. She watches a lot of different personalities on YouTube and their channels and all that kind of stuff. And whenever she talks about them, she's always like, "Oh, I like their channel. They do this and they do that. I like the way they talk. I like this. I like that." So the first time that she saw our first post, and when later on she was talking about, she said, "Oh yeah, I like you and Cam. It's cute." And I said, exactly. I said, and because we've argued back and forth about this cute thing all the time. When you
yes.
have described all your other YouTube channels, I had never heard you refer to them as cute. But as
Thank
soon
you.
as you review to me and Cam's, you say it's cute. And that's why we view it as I don't want to say demoralizing, but like I said,
Belittling almost.
or I'll say something to her like I'm trying to give her a hard time about something, or I'll talk some shit to her, and she say, "Oh, you're so cute." Like you're basically when you say you're cute, you're basically saying what I did just got on your nerves, but you're using cute
Yeah, to try
as
to
a as a passive aggressive term to
minimize
let
the
me
bullshit.
know.
Yeah, yeah,
Exactly.
just a little bit, just a little bit. That's cute. Like, oh, come on, bro. That's the same thing as somebody say, oh, you still got your little business, you still working that little job, you
Like,
still, you know what I'm saying? Put
your
little in
little
front of
friends.
something. It's the same thing.
I don't mind you go out with your little friends.
Yeah, exactly. With your little friends, exactly. Like that's the same thing. Like
Exactly the
yeah,
same
for
thing.
sure,
Exactly.
for sure.
I'm
That's the
glad
same thing.
I'm glad we agree on that one. What is
Oh yeah, for sure. Like
does
yeah,
Mo
nah.
ever do that to you? Do you guys ever talk about that? Like don't use cute when you're referring to something I do or something or me.
Well, see, for me, her thing is like, using certain words when describing how I look, using words like
Mhm.
pretty and shit like that. Oh, you're pretty. Like, whoa, hold on. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, shit like that. Like that, like,
Yeah.
come on, don't. I'm not pretty. Don't
Yeah, definitely the
be
word
doing
pretty
that.
that yeah, that
Like,
definitely hits different too, especially when you when you grow up, you know, growing up and everybody say, "Oh, you the pretty boy." It's like, shut
Nah,
the hell up.
nah.
That's just a hater term. That's a hater term.
It is a hated term. Yeah, it can be, it can be. But no, yeah, we she definitely says some things sometimes. I'm like, really? Really? You know, like that's what she'll use little a lot. Your little go to your little basketball game, your little you know, like yeah, the whole shit. So
Sure.
but
Um, it was funny. I was talking with one of my other sons the other day, and we were talking about the internet and like how they don't really remember a life without the internet. And I know you were born
I
in
do.
80, you were 88.
Yeah, I remember
But
life without the internet distinctly.
so I know the internet was around like in 93, 94. So you're only 6 at that time. So what do you
But it's not,
remember?
not even just that, but that wasn't
Hmm.
it wasn't accessible to everyone. So
That's
it
true.
wasn't like,
Yeah.
and it wasn't the same. There was no Google or
Hmm.
internet was not what it is today when it first came out. You know,
Hmm.
and then eventually in about like I'd say probably about 98, 97, 98 is when that dial up was really popular in people's homes. You
Hmm.
know, when they had the that annoying ass sound and you can't use the phone because it's connected
Hmm.
to the internet and all that. Like, yeah, where the search engine was Ask Jeeves, using Ask Jeeves and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, bro.
Jeeps.
Like
I remember that.
yeah, see, and
Yeah,
so
the
like I
dial
remember,
up. Woo,
so I
dial
remember
up.
distinctly, like yeah, time before real internet. Like it was a different time, like it was a totally different time. Now you remember like before like cell phones, like for
Before
me there
anything that had to do it, and everything was
yeah,
manual.
yeah. Like
Everything was
you
manual.
did so you remember there weren't even cordless phones really when you were like, wasn't even no cordless phone like in the house.
When I was in high school, we got
You
cordless
got a
phones.
cordless phone.
Yeah, we had a
Okay.
cordless phone where you could pick it up just and walk around. But yeah, prior to that,
Yes.
it was that long ass
That
cord.
long cord. I had one of those.
Just
I
going
had one of
taking
those
it
too.
around everywhere, walking
My
around.
one
Oh shit, I got it wrapped
I'm
in my
telling
feet.
you,
Hold on.
my mom for my 13th birthday got me my own like cordless phone. Like she
Hmm.
redecorated my room and got me my own like cordless phone and shit.
Yeah.
And I thought I was the man. She even got my own line. So there was one line that we had to share, and I would
Hmm.
just have one, in the room, and she had a phone
You
in
had
there. Both the phones would ring at the same time, and
so
then
it's different
your
phone
parents.
numbers. You had your own phone number.
Yes, your parents
Yeah.
could pick up the phone and listen to your conversation on the other phone without you knowing. You know what I'm saying? Just listen to your whole conversation. Oh my God. Like, and so when she separated the lines, oh, it was the greatest thing ever. Like when I actually got to have my own phone
Your own
line,
phone.
like,
Hmm.
I could get phone calls myself. Like, and
Yeah.
she can't just pick up the phone and be all in my goddamn conversation. Like, or I need to use the phone real quick. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
Hurry up. Hurry up. Get off the phone with your little friends. So I
Yeah,
can
which exactly with your little friends. Exactly. Hey, keep on.
your little girlfriend. Who that little girl you talking to? I had a so I'm gonna take it back even further. So I remember, so I was in high school. Probably say probably 11th or 12th. It was probably 12th grade. 11th grade at the earliest, but probably 12th grade when I finally got my own phone number. And remember, I grew up in a house with, four brothers and sisters. Well, four of us total, so fighting for the phone, like that was a big thing. So to get your own phone number,
Yeah,
but to take it to that next level, I was so happy that I got my own phone number. And like back then, like getting somebody's phone number or giving somebody your phone number, like that was a thing. Oh, I'm about to get them digits. I created business cards. I have my phone number.
yeah. He said I created business cards.
It had my name on it, and it had like so my sister at the time worked at a place where they did printing, like it was called something Alpha Graphics, I think, where you go
Yeah,
and get printing done and stuff like that. And so I got them done for like really cheap through her and got a box of them. But it had like my name, and then in the bottom right hand corner it had like a logo. It had like playing cards, like a Royal Flush, It had a Royal Flush on there, and it had my number in the middle. So instead of when I was, want to give someone a phone number, they had to write it down on a hand or write it down on a napkin, or because we couldn't just say, let me just
yeah.
shoot you a quick call, as I would just show out my business card. That backfired on me though, because it made me look real. Like girls was like, "You got a business card?"
Like that,
And
that
they
made
were
you
like, "No,
look
I'm
real
good.
like,
No,
oh,
I'm
you're a
good."
professional player. You professional player, boy. Business card with your phone number on it. Just,
Like, how
hey,
many damn
you know
times
what
you
you
give
got to
this
do?
number out?
You got to make a flyer. You put your phone number on a flyer. That's what you do. You know what I'm saying? You put your phone number on a flyer. So yeah, like hilarious.
Yeah, that was me. That was me being extra. That's how I was when I was young. I was a little bit extra.
So what's funny about that, you know what I'm saying? The reason why I say the flyer thing. So when me and Mo first met, we was probably talking for maybe like a few weeks, and I invited her to this party that I was throwing, a big Halloween party. And I was passing out flyers everywhere like a month or two before, like it was out in the country, it was gonna be cracking, right? And so like, it actually turned out to be pretty good. I invited Mo, she came, and like, she was at the party and everything, and she came to the party, went in, and I'm sitting out at the front, and everything. Like, yeah, I was the host of the show, and so I'm sitting out in the front, I'm over on the stage, I'm back and forth, I'm doing stuff. And so when Mo gets there, she goes in the party or whatever, and she hears some girl yell, "I got the host phone number." Right. and so she asked me about it, and I told her my phone number was on the flyer. Like,
Uh-huh.
everybody had my phone number. My phone number was on the flyer. Like, and so now she always throws that in my face. Oh, your number's on the flyer, huh? That's what it is. Your number's on the flyer. Like,
that's like put it on the bathroom wall. Everybody got it.
But your number's on the flyer. Fucking hilarious, dude.
That's crazy.
And my number was on the flyer, bro. I literally had only my number. You had to call me for about the party, and it was all over the town. It was all over the city.
And that was like a house party at your house, or where was it at?
It was at a buddy of mine's house out in the country. He had a house out in the country, like a farm and shit. And so it was, it was cool. Like, it was real cool. We built a stage and all kind of shit. We had performances and bottles, and oh my God, it was crazy.
People even still do house parties.
You hear that? You hear that?
No, I heard it.
She did not call me, honey.
She did not call you. She did not call me. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Exactly. She did not call me. Like, that nobody ever calls me, like, yeah.
You lying. You can't tell me nobody saw that number and saw you as the host and you got some random calls. You just didn't know who the hell they was, where they got the number from.
Wow. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I got the host phone number. Well, duh, everybody has it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's on the flyer. Like, come on, bro.
That's funny. So what year was that in?
That was 2015. No, 2016.
No, that was just 9 years ago.
Yeah.
So you was in your 20s.
9 years ago.
Yeah. That was just 9 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, yeah. But, we met we met 3 years prior, but we actually like started kicking it like September of 15.
Okay. Yeah. September. That's when me and Val met too, was in September. That's like not our marriage, but our starting date.
Yeah.
Starting date time. So it was in September.
Yeah.
A bit late. So, your mom, when you was growing up, would you consider her like, okay, was there any day that you would wake up in the morning and come back later on in the day and she had no idea where you were the whole day?
That could not. She was home. Now it did happen because I lived, we lived in a fourplex, and I lived on one side and my grandmother lived on the other side. So when my mom went to work, my grandma had her own apartment. We shared a balcony. You know what I'm saying? So I just had to walk across the balcony, and I'm at her place, and like my mom would be at work and my grandma would be at home, but grandma didn't really care very much. She's a boomer. She's like, nigga, just tell me where you're going, whatever, like, and sometimes I wouldn't tell her. I just leave the house, and then my mom would call from work and be like, where's Cameron now? I don't know, outside somewhere. What you mean just outside somewhere? Like, she was, what are you talking about? Like, it's my child, my only child, like, And so like my grandma would tell me then, like, hey, can you just tell me where you're going so I can tell your mom something? You know what I'm saying? So she ain't, fucking flipping out on me. I know you okay, like, but sometimes I wasn't okay because I was out doing shit I didn't have no business doing. I'm, catching the bus all to Inglewood and Compton, and we all over the city.
Okay, so this was in LA. Okay.
Yes, gotcha. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. Like, I shouldn't have been doing this. And so
why not? That's what kids do.
Yeah,
man. I'd
I'm in
probably say
areas I
starting
don't
in.
know. This was, when gangbanging was really popping. When people were, like you said, before phones and shit like that, where people had other things to do, you
Hmm.
just outside on the block waiting for niggas to walk by. I
Yeah.
walk by, nigga, I dare you. Like you get off the bus, they at the bus stop waiting. Where you
Yeah,
from?
yeah, I definitely remember that. I mean, because like the '80s was like that was my, I mean, that's when like gangbang in LA was like crazy as hell in the mid to late '80s, and that's when I was in middle school and high school,
Yeah.
and so, but fortunately, I had a white mom and dad, so like they weren't really keen to all that, and they didn't really know the parts of LA I was going to or being involved in, so I didn't get questions a lot about, oh no, you can't go to that hood, or you can't do this or that, you can't do that. But it was nothing for me to wake up at 8 in the morning, eat breakfast, leave the house with me and my boys on our bikes or going on the bus or whatever. And I didn't come home until 8, 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah. So I
And
have.
I wouldn't get asked, where was you at all day? What was you doing? Why you didn't do this? Why you
Oh
didn't,
yeah, no,
'cause we didn't
yeah,
have cell phones, we didn't have pagers, what it was pagers. I didn't have one until I was, out of high school. And it was nothing to just be gone all day and nobody was worried about you.
yeah,
And it was during a not safe time. This is, some of the areas that we were going to. Should we would be, man, I remember riding our bikes from where we grew up all the way out to the beach. We're gone all day and then ride our bikes back in the dark.
yeah,
Down Pico or Venice the whole way, either going to Santa Monica Beach or going to Venice Beach.
yeah,
But that was it. And I'm sure there was crazy shit going on at that time, but we didn't have the internet, you didn't have the news reporting on all the time. So, you know, I remember during I remember if you yeah, you weren't lying. So there was I'm sure you heard about the Night Stalker, right?
yeah.
Yeah, the Night Stalker was like in his like right in the middle of his spree. And my parents let us sleep outside.
Really?
Like did Derek, my friends Derek and Jay would come over, and like a big thing for us is, we sleep outside in sleeping bags. Just you just felt like you had some sense of freedom. We slept outside, talk all you want. Because when you're in the house, people are like, be quiet, why y'all still up?
Yeah,
You sleep
bro.
outside, you ain't gotta worry about that. We took kitchen knives in our sleeping bags. We were scared, took kitchen knives in our sleeping bags, had them in there. We was like, oh, this is what we're gonna do if we see the Night Stalker, we gonna do this, we gonna do that.
Yeah,
And then just all fall asleep. Didn't give a
yep.
damn.
No, I know what you mean. So, like,
Yeah.
honestly, I've had those days, but it would be because I would have to be back before my mom would get off work, and she would get off work sometimes at 7 or 8. So, like,
Mhm.
if I'm on summer break or like I'm out of school, I could be gone all that time. But as long as my mom wasn't home, because when she's home, I couldn't be gone all that time without her knowing where I was. Like,
Yeah.
like now, of course, I could tell her I was going to be at this place, even though I really wasn't at that place.
Mhm.
And so sometimes I would do shit like that. We're going to the mall, but we're really going to meet up with some girls or something, like,
Mhm.
and so like, stuff like that. Cause there was really no way to keep track, but then she got me a
Yeah.
cell phone really quickly. And so,
You better answer. You
yeah,
better answer.
yes. And so, yeah, it was, yeah. So I had a phone. And so she, I would have to tell her where I'm at or text her, like, just tell me where you're going and she was pretty cool. Like, my mom wasn't like super, strict or anything. She let me do my long as I was, communicated what I was doing.
Mhm.
Like, so, but yeah, no, my mother definitely did great because, yeah, it's just I have friends that, I grew up with that aren't in such great positions
Mhm.
like that, life hit them kind of hard. And like, I feel like your parents at home have a
Yeah.
big job in that, because,
Yeah.
yeah,
Is that? I mean, shoot, growing up in LA and then, I mean, you didn't grow up all the way in, all the way in LA. I grew up all the way in LA. It's like all it takes is one. I mean, all the places I was been and doing and, saying I was being in one place and being in another, it was probably just going around the wrong corner or maybe 5 minutes from it could have been a decision that affected the rest of your life,
yep,
or it affected you just, because like you're saying, you have friends that didn't turn out so great or different things. Sometimes it's not just about the home because that could have turned out that way for you. I'm sure you did some shit that if you would have got caught,
yeah,
that, or if,
thousand
just,
percent,
being at one, I remember going to concerts and different house parties where, you hear the next day this happened or that happened, or a party that we would normally go to the week that we didn't go, something crazy happened. And of course, my parents wouldn't let me go there. I just, I had to go there. And there were several times where I got caught, being where I wasn't supposed to be, or saying I was going to be in one place, or saying I was going to be with my boys, but I was actually with a girl, or, doing things like that.
Yeah.
You just never know. Never know. All it takes is those one
So
times being
I
in
got
the
a
wrong
question for
spot.
you. So,
Hmm.
so when I was in LA, when I was like a, early teen, 12, 13, 14, they, like, they had chat lines where you would call in and one of them there was like rooms. They used to call like the LA Raven or something like that, and there'd be rooms. And so
Hmm.
you go into the rooms and you like basically communicate with people through messages, and like sometimes you connect, privately and just talk, like, through you press numbers, like, oh, press this to connect with this, or this person wants to connect with you, or stuff like that. But there was one for that was more teenager based, and it was called the Loop, and it would you basically call in and you create a profile, like like automated profile where you to record your name, where you're from, you say your sign, whatever, something about you, type shit. And then people could call in, and they would basically could scroll through these messages. It would be like, hey, my name is so and so, I'm from this, and they basically hearing your voice, and a girl goes, oh, I like his voice, let me send him a
How would you
message. And then
scroll through just by hitting a number, like hit
you hit
seven,
one
go to the next
number,
one,
yeah,
hit a number
next,
to go to the
yeah,
next one?
seven, next
Okay.
one, next person,
Yeah.
yeah. And so that's how you, and then this is so and so, and my, I'm this or that, and and then people could, basically like hit you and with a message,
Hmm.
or they could, if you're actually on, it would say you're actually online, and so then they could send a direct, basically a direct, like to link
Voicemail,
up,
pretty much,
basically
right?
like this
Yeah.
person wants to
Yeah.
direct connect with you, and then you guys are basically on the phone together, like,
Hmm.
you know what I'm saying? Like it was big. Everybody you knew it was on the Loop. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so it was wild. Like I met girls and stuff off of there, and it's fucking crazy. Like it's weird. Like now when I think about it, like it was dangerous as shit.
Dangerous as, oh,
Like
yeah.
it's super dangerous. Like like, and so but when you're young at that age, you're not thinking about
Yeah.
that shit. Like yeah, it's fucking
Yeah.
wild.
Well, I'm 17 years behind you, so we didn't have that level of it. Basically, what we had when I was in
16.
high school was just one. This was 1-900 numbers, and it was basically you just call in. There was just a bunch of people on there. You would say, you would click on where you're from, the area that you wanted to, hey, LA, or, and then, what part of LA. Um, and it would be a bunch of people just in there talking. And if you like talking over each other, so it wasn't an organization to it, you could go in, but it costs money per minute to do that. And then
Uh,
if you did find somebody that says you did have your own like number that was identified to you. And so if you were talking with somebody, you guys wanted to talk privately, you would say, hey, this is my personal number. I forget what it
yeah.
was called. Of course, everybody would hear it. But you could decide who, like when you would go over, you would type in that number and hit pound or star, and then they would type in that number. If other people joined in there, you could kick them out or deny them. That was the closest that we had to that. But it was expensive. Like I think I only did it one time and got in trouble, so I never could do it again. But
Yeah,
I
see, the
know,
loop was free. It didn't cost
yeah,
nothing.
no,
Yeah.
it cost no, it was per minute.
Oh shit. Yeah. Hell no.
So that was great to get money. And a friend of mine did get in big trouble. Did get in big trouble. He got like $1,000 phone bill.
Oh shit.
It may not
Oh,
have been 1,000, but it was equivalent
it
to
was
what a
high as
thousand was
fuck.
now.
Yeah.
Even if it
Yeah.
was $300 back then, is what 1,000 is now.
Yeah. For
So
real. No, I know what
yeah,
you mean. That's crazy.
phone bills back then was
No,
$10, $15.
it was different, and it was different because you got charged for shit when people called you. You called people outside of your area code,
Hmm.
like if they weren't in your same area code,
Yeah,
you getting charged. I remember that shit.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
don't call nobody outside the area code.
How
Like,
many area
yeah.
codes were in LA when you was growing up?
There was the basics. We had 310, 323, 213, 818.
Mhm.
Those were the major ones, that I knew. And
Yeah.
then they, when I was older, they brought in 424. That was like when I was an adult. But yeah, like it was. Those are just the basic ones I remember.
We were 213 only when I was growing up. I think when I got into high school, maybe right after high school, there was 818, but 818 was the Valley. 818 was the
Yeah, it
Valley,
was.
and then LA, proper was 213. Everybody was 213 because it
Yeah,
was,
and
wasn't that
now
many phone numbers.
that's only
And
Long
then it went
Beach,
into 310, and then it went into 310. Yeah,
and then
that
323.
was
Yeah.
alone. Yeah, 323 was later. That was after I was already out of LA. Yeah.
Oh yeah, see, that was I was a kid. That's
Yeah.
what I had a 323 area code. That's what like it
Yeah.
was 323 and 310 were the major
I
ones
still
right in my area.
I still remember my phone number growing up, 213-731-3467. Yep.
Mm,
731-731-3467. Yeah, because of all the
mm,
corners.
yeah.
Crazy. I remember my
Mm,
address growing up and my phone number growing up.
wild.
Hey, last thing I wanted to talk to you about was the I saw I don't call it a meme, but just a post, online that it talked about like the different generations. And like one of the things that stood out for like millennials was that millennials was the generation that got the participation trophy created for them.
Yeah,
Did you? Because when
yeah.
I was growing up, there was no damn. You either came in first, second, or third,
I had them
or you
when we were
got
kids.
nothing,
Everybody got a
or you
trophy.
got
Shit. Yep.
nothing. I think there
Yep.
was a participation ribbon, like if you participated in something, like everybody got a ribbon, but trophies
No.
was only for the people
No. Yeah. When I
that
played
won.
flag football when I was a kid, it was like
Hmm.
everybody got a trophy at the end of the year and shit.
Everybody who played.
Everybody who played got a fucking trophy.
Was there a special one
Nope.
for the people who won,
Nope.
who actually won the championship?
Nope. Well, they might no. I think maybe there was one trophy for like if you were somebody. I guess if they had a championship or something like that, they
Hmm.
would have the one trophy for the team. Yes,
Yeah.
but other than that, every little kid got their own individual trophy as well to take home.
Yeah. I remember them. They would create those like, I remember when they started doing participation trophies, or not even some participation, but like we don't want anybody to feel left out. So there wasn't a championship game. You just played the whole season and what the record was, but there wasn't like a playoff, and then
I
there
know
was
what you
one
meant.
champion.
Yeah, I
Just
know
everybody
that
just
shit
played.
too. Wow.
Just played. And it was like nothing at
Yeah.
the end. Yeah, we played in
Stupid.
the season. And then wonder why damn millennials are so entitled and be like, oh no, we have to all be included. We have to all be considered. It's like, what the hell?
That's it's a lot worse with Gen Z.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
yeah,
it got even
with
worse for Gen
millennials
Z.
aren't as bad.
Mhm.
Like, but yeah, Gen Z is when it got really crazy where they making up whole new phrases and terms for motherfuckers and shit. Like, god damn.
What generation created mental? I need a mental health day.
Um,
You think that'd be millennials or
a mental health day. Um, I think that we probably invented it as millennials, but Gen Z took it to the next level. Now they're like, yeah, we like that. Like, yeah, so it's yeah. So I would say we probably created it, like, oh, mental health day. Like, let me just, well, we didn't call it a mental health day though. That was the thing. It wasn't called mental health day. They made that name up. It was just, I'm taking the day off. Like, like we didn't make up that term for sure. Because like Gen X and Boomers, they didn't take days off. There ain't no taking a day off unless you're sick. Like,
and you got to be really sick.
yeah, millennials, we were never loyal to companies. You guys were loyal to companies for years. We weren't loyal to
Yeah.
companies. Like we ended that shit. Like we'll leave your ass real quick and you find another job so fast.
And
Like
now they don't even want to work for companies. Like
yeah,
it's like everything is, how can I create, which I get, because it's, if you're working for a lot of companies that you can't make enough money to live.
exactly.
Like
So you
like
got to
we
figure
are
out to
now.
open up that broad rent, how you can make more money, like in a shorter period of time.
All right, hold on. I gotta play this video because this video cracked me up the first time I saw it. It's years ago when I saw it, but it was really just talking about millennials. And let me bring this up real quick. Make sure I share sound. All right, watch this video.
Me, it says you are trained in technology. That's very good. Are you adept at Excel?
No.
PowerPoint?
No.
Publisher?
Not really.
Exactly in what area of technology are you proficient?
Snapchat, Pinterest, Instagram, Vine, Twitter. You know, the big ones.
I'm surprised you didn't say Facebook.
That's for old people, like my parents. That's funny.
Well, Amy, when you're working for me, you have to have those kind of research
Yeah,
skills
pause that.
because I'll send you things for you to comb through and get the answers.
Did you say pause it?
So that's Gen Z because we
Really?
didn't grow up. We were adults by the time Snapchat and all that kind of stuff came out, and we're
Okay.
actually on Facebook. So millennials use Facebook, and all the Gen Zs call us old because we use Facebook, and so that's what people always make these videos like this,
Uh-huh.
and they always mistake millennials for Gen Zs, and it's usually a
Okay, I
boomer
can see that.
or an X. It's one of you
Gotcha.
guys that thinks that
Because
this is a
we
millennial.
just put all you guys together. Yeah.
Exactly.
So basically,
You
our
know what I'm
kids and your
saying?
kids
So,
are looped in the
and we're
same.
pissed. Millennials are like the middle child that just can't, we can't catch a break because we're blamed for everything. Like millennials are the middle child. Like,
You got to listen to the rest of this. It's hilarious. Check it out.
And send them to me. So for that, you got to be really good at technology.
For stuff like that, no problem. I'll just ask Siri.
You just ask Siri?
You know, Siri tell me this, Siri find me that. We're all good getting you the answers.
Tell Siri, I want you ready to go at 8 sharp each and every morning.
I don't understand
What don't you understand?
what you just said.
You don't understand be ready to go?
No. You said 8, right?
Yes.
8 like in the morning 8?
Yes, in the morning.
Yeah. That kind of doesn't work for me. Who gets up at 8?
I do.
I Skype with my French boyfriend in Paris until like 3 in the morning. I don't even get to Starbucks until like 10, where I order my grande chai tea latte, 3 pumps, skim milk, light water, 2% foam, extra hot, but not too hot. So if it's okay, I work best in the morning at 10:45.
Wow. Amy, I don't think we're going to be a good fit.
Why are you so negative? I can sense your hostilities, and right now I am not feeling very safe. I've been here for over 5 minutes, and the only nice thing you have said to me was nice resume, which I typed all night for this meeting with you. You've given me no guidance, no validation, no encouragement, no supervision. Is there an HR director somewhere?
HR director?
Yes, I need to speak to someone. I may have to take off today as a mental health day.
Take the day off. Amy, look at me. You don't work here.
Are you firing me?
Yeah, I think I've seen that before. That's freaking hilarious. But no,
Are you
Gen Z.
firing?
That's Gen Z. That's the 20-something-year-olds right now. That's the Gen Zs. Like, yeah, that's not millennials. No.
But it's because this video came out. Let me see. What was the first time?
It doesn't matter when it came out.
It's been a long time. What'd you say?
It doesn't matter when it came out. They put the wrong generation. If they said Snapchat, it wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I remember when Snapchat came out.
Yeah, me too. I was an adult. I was a grown man. Like, yeah.
What did they say when these come out? Just curious as to. And this is probably not even the original one. The one I'm watching on right now is probably not even the original person that put it out. But I was probably in my, I just say in my 30s when I know it might have been early 40s. Shit, I'm in my 50s now, so yeah, it might have been. But I don't know why that just cracked me up, and it's just stuck with me ever since I saw it. It was hilarious.
Hilarious. Yes, it says the wrong name.
I think I'm gonna need to take a mental health day.
Yeah.
Like, you don't work here. You're firing me.
Hey, Pop, what you about to do?
I'm about to grab something to eat.
Me too. My food's already here. I DoorDashed it like a true millennial.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll yeah. DoorDash. That's too damn expensive. I'll just go get in the car and go grab my food.
Yeah, it was pretty good price. They had happy hour. It's pretty good price.
It's funny. So I guess my generation, I don't mind getting my groceries delivered. Like if I need 3 things from the store, I'll grab that. But like as far as getting my dinner or lunch I'll go get it. That's too damn expensive.
Well, no, I have Dash Pass, so like I get no free delivery and stuff like that. All that kind of good shit. So
okay, so you'll pay for that. I got you.
Yeah,
I got you. You'll pay for that. Okay.
Oh yeah.
All right, man.
Cool.
I'll let you get out of here.
Yes, sir. Let's eat some food.
All right, fam. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. Hope y'all enjoyed us talking shit about nothing. Enjoy the rest of your day. Take care, man.
Everything from X to Y.
All day.
And I'm
all right, man. Take care. All right.